Woohoo! Hello, how are we doing? Oh dear. Oh good. Ooh, that's lucky. Hello, how are we doing? How's things? YouTube says we're good. Says stream health is questionable, but won't tell me why, so fun times. Um, yeah, how is things? Hello Ish, hello Harry, and hello Patrick if you're still here. Good evening. Did you manage to get your internet connection sorted out? Yes, the good man Spencer helped me initially, and I've been fighting Talk for quite a while, and they've, as of this morning, um, released me from my contract. So I've signed up for Zen Internet, and I'll have a switch over in about a week and a half. So yeah, good. Hello, Moslate. Hello, F7. How you doing? How's everybody doing? Um, I'm gonna have a very busy week next week. I can't tell you why, but I'm gonna have a very busy week next week. Actually, I got a Razer Blade Stealth in for the first time, um, which is interesting because everyone thinks they are the best laptop on earth, and so I haven't really fully tried everything. There's definitely nice things about it, but there are many much nicer, better user experience laptops that are much cheaper for the same performance, and I'm very surprised. Starman, Haman finally got divorced. Indeed, happily. Um, Hope it's better for you. Yes, I hope so too. Good. You? Yeah, not too bad. So doing all right. Um, Tomorrow's video is an update video. The long and short of it is that I'm gonna only be doing a video next Tuesday, Saturday, and then the Tuesday after that until the NDA for Ryzen lifts on the Sunday. Um, so yeah, that will be happening. Mostly because I want to try out some stuff, see how subscriber burnout handles, um, and technically just give me some time to test everything. But you still haven't checked out the Oculus Quest. You're correct. I don't have one. I don't speak to Oculus at the moment, so sadly not. Hello, Sean. How you doing? I'm okay. I'm not horrific, but getting by, doing all right, having fun. Oh, the reason there's no PC here today is because I just finished the Hackintosh project, or at least the guide anyway. Um, I've been writing a program to make Hackintoshes easier, or at least Ryzen Hackintoshes. Technically, it should be any Hackintosh, but I know how to do Ryzen Hackintoshes now, so yeah, that's happening. Um, I'm basically just making a C sharp front end program so that you can just download that, click a few buttons, and then it should automatically create your bootable media for you. Um, Instead of having to go through the quite numerous step process to make that happen. So, yeah. I've been virtualized. My wife's not been best pleased. Lol. I must admit, I am still having a lot of fun with my standard Vive, my basic Vive. Um, Beat Saber and Pavlov have been great. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. But fair play. What games have you been playing? F7, yes. But I'm glad you're doing well. Nice one. Um, yeah, the Razer Blade laptop, man. That's just the weirdest thing because people are saying that it's absolutely fantastic, but from my experience so far, it seems 100% form over function. Like I've got a IR temperature reader thing. The top plate. Now, admittedly, they've done a good job of keeping the keyboard, like the WASD bit, cool. But literally anything other than WASD and maybe like RF, maybe G, is literally 40 to 60 degrees Celsius. It's enough to burn your hand when you touch it, and when there are games, or even just like programs that have hotkeys that are like F10 or something. When you touch that F10 key, it literally burns your finger. And this is a £2,200 laptop. Oh, and did I mention that the £2,200 laptop, which is at a discount by the way, only has a 250 gig SSD, and so it literally cannot install all of the 5 programs that I use to benchmark. What? Lol-ish. It's immortalized now. I have VirtualBox running. It's a good, easy piece of software to use. Nice. What do you use it for? Mosleets, have you seen the £130, 144 hertz monitor on Amazon? I haven't. What brand is it? I take it it's 1080p if it's £130. But yeah, what brand is it? Acer. Okay. Was it one of the R ones, or what is it the Nitro one? I don't know. I don't keep up with a lot of those product lines. Beat Saber, Super Hot VR, Vader Immortal. Nice. So I very much enjoy Beat Saber. I have previously enjoyed Super Hot quite a lot. I actually got a high score, or like leaderboard #1 position apparently, in what was it, real time for one of the levels. So yeah, it's sweet. Testing newer software like you said in your video. Okay, fair play. Nice one. Yeah, I mean, it's a very good show. I did get a few comments today that were like, "Oh, you didn't talk about Hyper-V." Yes, but no one besides enterprise users use that. Like, I know that it's technically built in, but like, no one uses it. Acer ED. Okay, fair play. I might see if I can get Acer to send me one for a review. That'd be quite interesting. If it was really that cheap, that'd be interesting. Is that on offer, or is that just its standard price now? I use a VM for playing Battlefield 5 and the Windows games that don't run well on Proton. Fair play. Do you pass through a second graphics card, or like how well does that, like how have you got that set up? For newbies, what you said is easiest for us. Very true. It's really simple. Which is fantastic. Is what I used for quite a while. But obviously the two types, the level 1 and level 2 hypervisors, are separate kind of use cases, because level 2, which is VirtualBox, if I remember rightly, I think, is great for you're already running an operating system, but you want to be able to do some stuff that only whatever else, only a different operating system can run, or you want to be able to run, like as Ish says, you don't necessarily want to shut down your PC and boot to another operating system so that you can just play one game or whatever. But yeah, for the whole like what I want to do, which is run multiple operating systems on one PC. Obviously the level 1 hypervisor is more reasonable. Pass through runs well. Nice. What graphics card do you have in your like for the main PC, and do you use Looking Glass? Uh, how do you think The Witcher 3 will run on Switch? I assume they're going to do a decent job of optimization. Obviously, the Switch isn't exactly the most powerful thing in the world. So I don't know, but I hope that it's decent enough. I do. Obviously, the memes of how low the graphics quality settings are definitely a thing. But yeah, I'd be interested to know, or I'd be interested to see that myself. Playing 980 from a host because most games that run on Linux are the less intensive ones, so could even downgrade, just had it anyway. Okay, fair play. No, that's cool, man. And do you use Looking Glass, or do you just have a second monitor for it? And mouse and keyboard, I assume. Do you use KVM? I have a lot more questions than I thought I would. Will Hairworks be turned on in the Switch? Hairrex. I actually don't know. I mean, Nvidia, right? But also at the same time, I'm fairly certain that's processing capability that really doesn't need to be enabled. Actually, I saw an Xbox One X running Witcher 3 at 4K, I think, the other week, and it was actually like relatively impressive quality. If like 30 FPS or something stupid, so yeah. Hello Mike, good evening. I haven't set up Looking Glass. I passed through a whole USB port to the VM for a keyboard and mouse. Ah, fair play. So you just have a second monitor with a second, or just a different input rather. Fair play, fair play. One screen DisplayPort from VM DVI for host. Nice. Yeah, fair play. That's a cool setup. Change input for machine. Yeah. Yeah, fair play. I suppose the next question is, have you thought about using the level 1 text KVM? Like the manual KVM that you press a button and it switches inputs for you? Any thoughts on Windows Sandbox? Can you clarify what that is again? I'm drawing a blank. I'm sure that when you tell me, I'll go, oh yeah, but I'm gonna go with the excuse of it's been a long day. Windows built-in VM. Oh, okay. Is that new? Because they've got Hyper-V, which I mentioned earlier. No one uses. Right, brand new. Okay, fair play. I haven't had any experience with it because my system runs like the oldest supported version of Windows 10 in terms of updates. Yeah. That Acer monitor on Amazon actually says sold by eBuyer. Checking there directly, it's 120. That's crazy for 140 Hz 1080p. But downside, it's VA. Right. Okay. Fair play. Yeah, as I said, I'll ping Acer an email at some point and see if they can give me one to review, because that'd be sweet. I know that eBuyer wanted to send me some of their newer Element gaming monitors, but I think it was the ultra wide that they wanted to send, not that, and it'd be things. So, yeah, it's a virtual machine that clones your current setup minus apps. Okay, interesting. So that, I guess the only use for that would be like testing software, right? I suppose it's kind of a safe room, if you like. Um, you know what? I'll allow that. Yeah, fair play. I mean, yeah, fair enough. That seems fine. I feel like virtual. I guess it's built in, so it doesn't really matter. But I feel like something like VirtualBox gives you a good bit more flexibility, because then you don't have to, or you can run any operating system you want, basically. Whereas that is literally just a second copy of Windows. And you can also run as many VMs as you want. But I'm sure it's useful for plenty of people. Why hasn't this connection dropped? Well, I think it's a master technician has worked wonders on my connection. A switch over in 10 days. Problem is, I want it to drop for some amusement. Maybe next week, when I'll be busy doing other things like testing. Yeah, how you doing, man? How's things? Oh, Ish, you said you have a KVM, but but to be honest, it's quicker to click the button on the monitor as it has to do the one on the KVM. Okay, I mean, fair play. I suppose the only difference is that a lot of KVMs allow for one keyboard and mouse, and you what you call it? You can then just have your two inputs, but one keyboard and mouse, and then you just press the button to swap the display inputs over. But yeah, fair play. Whatever works for you, man. Yeah, simple to run sandbox, just a big version of incognito, really, and it raises completely when closed, no save option. Yeah, yeah, fair play. I'm sure that once that is something I have access to, I'm sure that I would make use of it at some point. So fair play. uh, that's fine. So yeah, question on testing. What would you guys like to see tested with certain upcoming, say, CPUs and GPUs? Pass through the USB to the guest, but it only steals the input while the VM is running. If I need to do anything while the host is gaming, I have another keyboard, but I don't need it. Oh, right, I see. Got you. Okay. Then that's even simpler than actually having a KVM. Fair play. Um, yeah, Spencer, but what would you like to see tested on such devices? And I've not really worked out a if you like content strategy for that, because I don't think I can, like, I can do a review, like a straight up review, but like I don't know if that's the best solution, I suppose. Like, do I have, yeah, I've got 2060, 2070, 2018, 2080 Ti. So in theory I can do a comparison of those if I have time. Jesus, why not? Um yeah. 3000 Ryzen versus 1700 1700X on Adobe Photoshop or Premiere. Um okay. I can definitely do 2700X, and I can probably do I have 1700 lying around? I'm sure that I've got a 1700 somewhere, so yeah. Jack, yeah, can you clarify what you mean? You need something like Digital Foundry's bench set. I do it in DaVinci Resolve as it uses more cores more effectively. Yeah, true. I suppose the only difference is that there are more users of Premiere currently, including myself actually. But as long as I have a test file that I could use, there's no reason why I couldn't test on both. Could you test new CPUs for gaming and video editing? Yes, I mean, so CPUs, how would you guys like to see that, right? So would you like because I think I've only got a 9900K. I don't have any other Intel CPUs of current gen. I think I've got an 8700K somewhere. So I could do 87 and 9900K versus those, but it's a bit weird. Would you like to just see like raw performance? Would you like to see them only compared to last gen Ryzen? Like how do you want to see them? You use Vegas 15 Pro? Fair play. For you, only a 900K. I know. I'm not saying that I feel bad about not having one. I just mean thingy. I don't have thingy. I don't have other ones to test against that are the ones that they claim are the relative comparisons. Or your CPU, how about us Northerners lend your CPUs so you can compare? I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. Compared to Bulldozer, lol no. I mean, it'd be interesting to see like how far it compares, but I feel like someone like Ian Cutcher from Anantech could do a better job of that. Do it at them all, that'd be great. Okay, just a little bit of work then. So I feel like 900K versus the two that I'm getting is probably the best immediate one. Anyway. Yeah, probably. Alright. I guess that settles it then. That's how I do it. Yes, mostly. Thank you. I will. I'll make a note of that for emailing Acer. Is it worth curving a 24-inch monitor? No. No, it's not. And Ish, he said he was stuck on a train. Jack, I need a PC to play Killing Floor 2 Ultra settings. Okay. I think what we were trying to ascertain is, are you just looking for like advice on what parts you should go and get? Just to clarify that. Colink Rocket. It's absolutely tiny. My PC I have running your stream has an 8350. Nice. I mean, they're not horrendous. They're just not great. I would know. I had an 8120 for like 4 years. Still running Windows 8. Okay, fair play. Jack, right. So you said the 3800X and a 2070 and a 1TB M.2 SSD. So 3800 is only the 8 core. God, I can't even remember. So you can probably get away with X470 or even B450, depending on how much you want to spend. If you want to spend the least amount, then a good B450 board with a good chipset should be fine. If you want, if you're willing to spend a bit more money than X470, like a mid-range X470 board is probably where I'd head, because you'll get decent power delivery, but you'll also get what do you call it? A little bit better support for the newer chip, in theory. You might have trouble with it not starting though, so bear that in mind. Unless you're willing to go for X570, which isn't out yet, although neither is the CPU. But generally speaking, they're going to be more expensive. So yeah. What else? RAM wise, probably 16 gigs is fine. New Ryzen can do, and this is not under NDA, Joe, if you're listening. But the new Ryzen can do up to 5,000 megahertz RAM or 5,133 megahertz RAM, which is absolutely insane. And the really cool thing is that, so the Ryzen, you probably know, but Ryzen, what do you call it? Its Infinity Fabric is tied to the speed of your RAM, right? So the faster your RAM speed is, the faster the Infinity Fabric can work. And so it can either be in a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1 mode. But the new Ryzen, and something that I found out this week at the press event that I was at Tuesday, was that with the new 3rd gen Ryzen, they've actually found that they, after I think it's like what was it, 4,600 megahertz or something crazy like that. I can look up my notes, but something along those lines, or maybe a bit less. Or is it 3,600? But after a certain point, they actually have been able to split the RAM from the Infinity Fabric, which is sweet. Where was that? So they recommend 3600 megahertz CL16 to 3700 megahertz, again CL16, because they can decouple the RAM speed from the Infinity Fabric if your RAM is running faster than 3733 megahertz, which is actually the lowest time for the memory latency as well, at 67 nanoseconds, which is sweet. 5 gigahertz on RAM, take Ryzen's Fabric to infinity and beyond. Lol. Not quite. But yeah, so that's sweet. To carry on with the build, a decent 500 or 600 watt, probably a 650 watt power supply. Whatever case you want. I really like the Phanteks M2 Evolve X, but it's also about £200, so if you want to spend less than that, you could go with a standard Evolve, or anything from Corsair. Who else makes cases? Cooler Master, generally alright. Gotta have Fractal Design, do good stuff. Be Quiet, do quiet stuff. Jeez, memory's gone blank for case manufacturers. I don't review many of them. Bit Phoenix, they're okay. Budget side, but yeah. Either way, yes, that's the thing. That's probably it. What else is there? Motherboard, you already say graphics card, so whatever graphics card brand you want. Strix is normally the most expensive, but MSI seems to be doing the best job right now of being mildly expensive, but for good performance gains. So yeah. Do you build PCs for your subscribers? Again, can you confirm what you mean by build PCs? And Spencer, so it's a nice case. It's incredibly small. It is quite sharp. Do bear that in mind if you're building in it. But yeah, it's generally pretty decent. The temperatures weren't too bad. I mean, it's an SFF case, so it's always going to be kind of crazy. But yeah, it's decent. I'll keep my 780 if I can fit my as it can fit my two 360mm 60mm thick radiators in it. Not many cases can fit them these days. Nice. Rocking a Ghost S1 and my temps aren't bad. Oh yes, you are. I forgot about that. Nice. Yeah, so I think the Ghost is probably ever so slightly smaller than the Colink Rocket and or Dan K4. But yeah, generally I think it's definitely nice. It's a nice aesthetic. And yeah, it does a decent enough job. I'm sure he's asking literally to let him down gently, please. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. Oh. So Jack, I think the short answer there is no, not really. I can certainly suggest you parts, and if you say gave me a PC part picker link, I could look it over for you and let you know what's good or what's bad. But no, I don't actually like build and send people computers. Huh. That's nice. That's impressive. And rather nice. Rather cool. Fair play, Jack. They're pretty decent. There's also Overclockers UK who'll do systems like that. So yeah. Lies, don't you remember the time you drove back to Scotland just to give me 2 Titans? Lol. In your dreams. That would imply at some point I had 2 Titans. This is just factually incorrect. I did play with 2 Titans Overclockers once. But yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think Andy reviewed a PC Specialist PC and it was okay. Yes, I've reviewed a couple, I want to say. I've definitely reviewed a couple of the laptops, but I reviewed a 2080 Ti Ryzen 2700X system quite a while ago now. And it was good. It's really hard for me to review systems because for me I look at them and they're all very similar. And there's only so many ways that you can kind of skin that pig, if you like. And unless you do something like main gear and have your own case, or whatever else, like custom water cooling or like custom cable routing and stuff, unless you're going that far, like a standard PC build, there's really not that many ways that you can go wrong. The main things that I would look for in a system build are the configuration, so what parts specifically did they use, and then like the quality of the build. Are there cables strewn everywhere, or is it well cable managed? Is it actually like built well, and also a bit about packaging as well. Yeah. I've bought an OCK pre-built before, but build quality was good, but the price premium for pre-builts not really worth it for me. Yeah, I mean, fair play. I think it really depends on who you are and what you're after. For us sorts of idiots who are willing to build it all ourselves with no issues, then totally understand. But I do know a lot of people who would rather not build one themselves. So. Yeah. Khalil, so I haven't because never pre-order anything, but if that rule was gonna break, that would be the one that breaks. Yeah. Looks really good. Very excited. That's definitely something I want to have a look at. I will have to see what boards I have because I don't remember which. I've got the ASRock Tai Chi board, which is actually quite good. So yeah, it was a 3820K maybe 8 years or 4 PCs ago. Nice, fair play. I would mention that clockers have changed quite a lot in those last sort of 10 years or so. So the price premium might actually be quite significantly lower now, from what I see, or from what I've seen anyway. I actually got to see, funnily enough, those guys, they're a price list for some systems that they're building, and they left in like all of their margins and stuff, and it was interesting to see the pricing on that. Yeah, the margin that they, like, system builders in general run is quite impressive considering the cost of the parts. I suppose that the real question is the cost of the parts that they buy in at versus they sell at. Well, I think so. Like an example was they were using a Samsung M.2 SSD. They were selling it for, I don't know, let's say, I can't remember what the number was, but they bought it in for sub £100 and they sold it for 130 or something like that. So the margin is more than I thought it was, let's say. It does depend on what part and stuff though, and what like project it is, because for example, systems, some manufacturers, people like Intel, people like Samsung, might be willing to give significantly discounted products to people for using them in their pre-built systems and stuff like that, because it gets way more market share, and it means, you know, the average person who doesn't necessarily know what the difference between a Samsung and an A-Data SSD is, they just look in their PC and it says Samsung, so they buy another one, or, you know, they look at their task manager and it says Intel, so they buy the next one. Not like Apple gauging for what they offer, or gouging for what they offer. No, it's not that bad. Certainly. Jesus, no. I'll be very interested to see how much the high-end Mac is, for a couple of reasons. One, because the price of the new Mac is, well, already interesting. In fact, it's double the cost of the parts, basically. But even if the newer one, the higher spec ones are even remotely better than that, I'll also be interested to see how, say, a new 64-core Threadripper that doesn't exist yet, and I've not been briefed about, so I'm not breaking NDA because I don't know that exists. But inevitably, when that comes out, I'll be interested to see how that goes. Yeah. So yeah. What have I got? Oh, I've got an MSI laptop that's not here yet, coming out on Tuesday. Oh, and a new Corsair mouse. So it's like high performance type one, 18,000 DPI. Got weights in the bottom and stuff like that. So I think it's one of the new like premium ones. It's tunable, as they say. Yeah, should be interesting. It's got quite a few buttons actually. What's that? 3 on the side and then 2 on the top shoulder, and then DPI ones on top. Yeah. Is it big? I think so. Of course, his boxes aren't normally much bigger than the packaging, and I suspect it's probably about the size of that, maybe slightly bigger, so reasonably big. But I'm yet to open it, so my Saberween, my Saberween, My Saber one feels small compared to my old IntelliMouse. Nice, that's OG. Wait, did I actually cut it? Cut the seals? I did. There you go. So, yes, it's huge. Logitech MX Master for scale. Or if I can reach it. Steel Series Rival 310. About the same length, but it's a bit wider and also has a big thumb pad bit. Where's the IntelliMaster scale? Don't have one. I've got a Logitech G700, which is about the same size as an IntelliMouse. So, yeah, pretty similar. OMG live unboxing. It's like I'm Linus or something. Fair play, Harry. Did he just say the mouse isn't usually bigger than the packaging? Look, I know that I'm an idiot, but I don't think I meant to be that much of an idiot. I meant that the images aren't normally much smaller than the actual product, and that the boxes themselves aren't normally much bigger than the thing. Do the unboxing now, Andy? I just did. I mean, I could actually take it out, sure, but is it worth getting another G-Sync monitor, or should I go FreeSync given what's happening now? FreeSync. The only benefit you get from a G-Sync specific monitor over an Adaptive Sync one is HDR, which I've yet to find a use for. And I've had like good HDR monitors in, and I've not turned it on at all. And I should mention that's HDR with G-Sync turned on, so that's HDR in games, not just like HDR in general. But otherwise, that's, as far as I'm aware, that's the only benefit to the G-Sync Ultimate or whatever they call it versus G-Sync compatible, or even not G-Sync compatible. When's the review going to be done? A while, sadly. With the waiting for stuff to go out and the upcoming launches, it's going to be like 12th of June currently on the schedule. PG27 PQR. G-Sync 165 hertz. 300. So is it the PG278Q? Is it TN or IPS basically? Because I have the IPS one, and I've tested the other one. Don't know, let's get another one or just get a couple of FreeSync ones. Yeah, probably FreeSync. Yeah. PG278QR. Yeah. Yeah, so TN. Yeah, I mean, you could probably, it depends how much you're willing to spend, but you can certainly get some very nice 1440p, 144 hertz, or 165 hertz FreeSync displays for that kind of money, give or take. So, yeah. Was that on sale? Because it's normally like 500 or 400 at least. Hello, Eric's email. How you doing? The overdrive is sometimes tuned better on G-Sync monitors compared to FreeSync ones. That was the bugbear for me with the Aorus. Ended up returning, had too much overshoot. Yeah, fair play. I mean, I suppose the difference there is you're talking about different panel tech. Obviously the Aorus one is IPS. Versus what do you call it? TNRVA. So yeah. Uh, no worries, Harry. Just for you, because you're a loyal viewer. Oh, I took all the docs out with it. God damn it. Thank you, Eric. I assume the boxes themselves are very complicated. Got many flaps. I'm just ripping it. That's what she said? I don't know. Right, I can't get it out. So that's the best you got. So it's got the thumb grip, like thumb placement on the side, and it's got 3 buttons on the side and then 2 up on the ridge at the top, so you can, like, you know, click. And then DPI. Looks to be a nice enough scroll, but I physically can't get this thing out without ripping it, so yeah. Best case to house 6 3.5-inch drives, which is fairly small. You're probably looking at ATX cases. What's small but not that many drives? I mean, I've got a Fractal Design 1500, which is under there, which I think can hold that many drives, and it's not huge, but it's not tiny. It's a kind of mix. Yeah. Hello, Martin. How you doing? Now, if you said 6 2.5-inch drives, that's a very different question. But yeah. How many drives can the Enthoo? Oh no, it's only like 2, isn't it? It's just for an S. Yeah, still. I mean, the Fractal 1500 is a pretty, like, not bland but basic case that I think would fit that. It's still a, like, MIDI tower, but yeah. My Bitfinex case is looking tired. Fair play. What Bitfinex case do you have? One of the, like, old tower ones. No worries, Harry. Yeah, as I said, it's currently looking at like 17th, but it might be later than that, depending on when I can like what the deal with Horizon content's gonna be. Because I don't really want to put up a load of videos all at the same time again, but I might have to, but I don't know. So yeah, we'll have to see. Might end up spacing them out a bit. It's a mini thing. Fair play. Fair play. Will he drop it LTT style? Where's socks and sandals? Nowhere to be found. Thank you. I thought about the Node 304. Okay. Yeah. I don't think that would hold that many drives, right? I don't know. That's cool. Always watch all your vids. Awesome. Thanks, man. Cube cases are cool. What do you like about them? Because I can't say that I hold that opinion myself. But yeah, what do you like about them? I'm interested, like, genuinely interested to know. Joe Chambers. Okay. Does that actually provide any, like, tangible benefit to anything though? Because technically, anything with a power supply basement is a Joe Chamber, right? And if you keep all your drives down there, like, you have your power supply, your hard drives, you've got a sort of lower cable lower like airflow, and then upper airflow. Looks great, cable management, good airflow. Fair play. I think the main problem that I have with them is that I've actually experienced one at a LAN party, uh, and the problem is that because of its massive footprint, you need like you can't put it anywhere. Like when you've got a normal case, it's nice and slim, so it just fits like under your desk to the side or on your desk to the side. It doesn't take up too much room width wise. Whereas with a more cube style case, it takes up so much wide footprint that it just doesn't really fit anywhere that I've found. And then like beyond that, the whole like for me personally, the cable management airflow is not an incentive for me to lose that floor space or desk space kind of thing. So yeah, but if you like them, fair play. Uh, as I said, it's not of my personal persuasion, but if you enjoy them, then sweet, nice, cool. um, yeah. Any anti RGB people here? I was for a bit, but I kind of like it. I don't like the full on rainbow vomit, but it doesn't detest me in the way that some things do. Like cube cases, for example. No, it's fine. Zaphod, love a channel, man. Been watching a while now. Weird scenario here. I bought a bunch of parts a while back and ended up not having enough for the rest. I have X470 Touchy and everything else. It says talk. Yes. I'll let you finish your comment there, Zaphod. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy them. I mean, if you've been watching a while, I assume you have, but fair play. But you don't have a CPU, GPU, and a monitor. You're going to get a 2700X and 2600X until Zen 2 tests come out. Budget of about $2,500 US. Really wanting 80 and 90 FPS, 1440p. So is that $2,500 for CPU, GPU, monitor? And second, if you can literally wait 2 weeks, man, just get the APU to keep you going. Yeah, I mean, like if you can wait the 2 weeks, I would wait, because there's like the resale value is not going to be worth it. To try again, like to try and resell it. So if that's just for the CPU GPU monitor, you're gonna have a very, very good time. Your X470 board should be able to handle basically any of them. I would expect the 8 or the 12 would be the best shout. But I do agree. I think you should buy the 2200G, specifically because your motherboard probably doesn't have a BIOS update that will let you run the new chips in it right now. And so it's going to be a massive headache to try and get that to work. So if you buy the APU, which is only like $100 or so, you can then run that for the next couple of weeks until the new chips come out. And then you can update your BIOS as well to make it work. And then you can throw in the new one when you get that. GPU wise, if you've got $2,500, your CPU, even if you went for the 16 core, which isn't coming out until September, is only $750. So a GPU, like you can easily get a 2080 Ti and be very happy with probably more than 80 or 90 FPS at 1440p, and you would still have like 750 quid for the monitor, $750 or something for the monitor, even if you went with that one. Obviously, if you went with the 1300X, you're looking at $500, so that, and then 15. So yeah, I would go with a reasonable 2080 Ti, and then a nice 1440p 140 or 165 hertz monitor. So yeah, that's what I do. But yeah, I would go with grabbing like the Ryzen 2200G now, so that you can make it work and do the BIOS update, and then go from there. And then you've got a nice little APU chip that you can put in an HTPC or an NAS or something if you buy an A320 motherboard or whatever. So yeah. No worries. Should I buy the Dell 920 with a 4790? So that's old. Is that the laptop? I don't know Dell model numbers that well. Hello, Push Tech Talks. How you doing? No PC. Right. Is it for gaming? If so, what graphics card does it have? I'm good. What about you? Not horrendous. Not crazy, but not horrendous. And I'm gonna have a very busy week next week. Second-hand office PC. I assume so. 1080. Nice. Then, if it's a reasonable price, yes. Sounds like a good system. Or a reasonable system, anyway. Quad core. 4790 can still play games? Yeah, I can. Do a decent job of it. Might struggle a little bit in productivity, but yeah, still a good chip. Do I still have a 4790? Yes, somewhere. Oops. It's probably in a motherboard somewhere, knowing me. Oh, it's the K, but oh. Yeah. So anyone else got any last minute tech questions before we disappear? Got about 4 more minutes. 4790 is better than i5 Gen for gaming. What i5? I mean, generally yes, but what i5? I'd like to see you do build in smaller cases. Ow. I've got a Silverstone case that's actually pretty small that I might be able to fit some stuff in. So maybe. Did I do a build getting that? Or did I just do the review of the case? I might have just done the case. I might see what I can get for ITX motherboards and then go from there. Super GPUs tomorrow, do you think? What do you mean? Eighth gen i5, I saw a benchmark. Okay. Yes, probably. RTX supercards. Right. I don't know. Apparently they're coming out, but I haven't heard anything from Nvidia, so no idea. Nvidia doesn't really tell me much beforehand. We'll see, I suppose. Oh. Could I have 2 GPUs in the same case, run 3 TVs off one and 2 monitors off the other? Yes. Yes. I mean, what do you like? As long as you're aware that that would be, it would all be running like as if you've just connected monitors, unless you're running virtual machines. Good night, Tarman. Yes, yeah, Harry, that works fine. AMD hasn't done to NVIDIA what they've done to Intel yet. Correct. Yeah. I think the graphics market is a bit harder because they don't have any shared IP. They have to do it completely differently. I mean, they do an amazing job, especially considering the what's it like, the R&D budget of or like the profit of Nvidia is close to the total revenue of AMD, something stupid like that. I know the R&D that Intel spends is more than AMD makes, like revenue total. So yeah. Do you know what AVX 256 and 512 are used for? Not intrinsically, but I think it's like compute workloads. Science and stuff. That will be interesting. First Tech Talks. And F7, I'd say it's wise to hold off jumping RTX. Hold off jumping on RTX with the RX 5700, RTX and the 2060 is utter garbage. True, but obviously the 2060 is a better card than the 1660 Ti, so even if you forget the RTX start of that, it's kind of, you can think of it as like just the next one up. The XR. Yeah. No worries, Dorian. Thank you very much. AVX 512 don't they use for Blender and stuff? Thank you, Dorian. Quite possibly. Like I said, like compute type stuff like rendering seems reasonable. Technically, will a spoiler make a front wheel drive car vroom faster round a roundabout? No. Just a short answer. In fact, actually, it makes it slower because it pushes weight on the back, which lifts the front wheels, which means you've got less weight on the front wheels, which are the driving wheels. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you guys for watching as always. Update video tomorrow, and then a bit of an altered schedule next week. So do keep that in mind. But otherwise, yeah, hope you have a good week. There's an ambulance going by, quite loud. But otherwise, I will catch you all next week for the stream, and obviously for a video tomorrow and Tuesday next week. So yeah, catch you later.